Okay guys, so for this week's Fortnite Friday, I'm gonna do a voiceover for this game. I hopped on, tried the cash cup, didn't work. Too many sweats, and played a few ranked games, and this is probably the best one. Pre-game lobby there, I was picking my challenge. I went for the survive to top 50 or outlast players, and thought I'll land at this spot that I've tried before. Can get a few good mats here, and it's usually uncontested from what I've found, but I'd been trying a lot of spots and it was just either 30 folk there or no loot at all. I don't know the map yet. Really don't like the movement in this game, what they've done with it. Can't get my hand around it so far, but looted up here. I did notice there was one guy landing over the back, so I was a little bit cautious over the first sort of 5 minutes of this, so we'll skip ahead to where we get a little bit more action. So nothing really happened for the next 5 minutes or so, but as I was rotating in, I saw that there was one guy with one of the medallions on my right here, and there was a guy on my left with one as well, but I was just trying to get into zone. So I take this launch pad because I don't want to get sandwiched between the two of them. Here he comes, the guy on the left, and I'm heading towards my crate thing. I can't mind what you call them, but I thought if I can squeeze through the middle of them here and avoid them, I might manage to secure my crate. I actually thought one of them, the one on the left who's moving in, I thought he was contesting me for this crate. So I was a little bit worried about getting pushed by this guy, because they're so the medallion things are so difficult to, if someone's got one, it's basically like permanent shield. You've got to really push them hard to get them killed, but end up securing this. The guy does appear, but the floating island appears right above us here, so it ended up being okay, because I think he ends up going for that. So again, we'll jump ahead. We've got some action coming up shortly. So as I'm about to leave my box, there's a third medallion guy coming in now, and I'm thinking, no, I need to get out of here. Someone takes a snipe at me, and I couldn't tell where it was from, and then I realised, oh, he's behind this tree, and he was playing like a I really didn't like the way this guy was playing, because he was just staying right behind that tree. But I'm thinking I could get pushed from the other medallion guy behind me, so I want to take this fight on, which I end up doing. I hate the movement in this. It feels so slow. And then this tree gets in our way as well, which doesn't help. I'll go in the tree for that one. So box up, and then I'm planning on shockwaving up over the tree, hopefully destroying it and giving me a bit of space here, but I think he ends up dropping down before I manage to shockwave over. So I'm just trying to figure out where he is here, and I can't edit that cone because of the tree, which is another annoyance. So that's him dropped down, so I changed my mind on the shockwave play and think, right, I can maybe get a wee edit on him somewhere. Again, though, it's not easy with that tree in the way, and then he ends up running in. I just survive. But I'll tell you, that's why I found carrying the medkits is pretty useful this season, because if you get one of those medallions, that guarantees you full shield, and then it can leave up a space for a heal, like a white heal. So I've been carrying medkits. Also, the storm's pretty fast, so if you land on edge like me, I think carrying medkits is quite a good tactic. So at this point, I think about taking the sniper, but I want to keep some mobility, and I think 4 shockwaves is pretty good. So I hang on to the shockwaves and again just try to rotate around. I decide I can play a little bit more aggressively here because I've got that medallion now, so I've effectively got permanent shields. This guy, I don't know who he was chasing, but I chase after this guy, but he seems to be too quick. He gets away, so I'll jump ahead again to where I catch up with somebody. So I noticed these guys were fighting in that build battle, and then one guy shockwaved away, so I wondered if he was maybe weak. And then he stands on top of this house and lets me get a decent beam on him. And that's what shockwaves can be useful for, is closing that gap once you've got somebody hurt. Unfortunately, this guy also had numerous shockwaves and just keeps running away. I tried to catch up with him here, but I lost him at this point. And I know why he was. Another reason he was trying to increase the distance is he's trying to snipe. So I think he takes a shot at me here, yeah. And then I spot where he is over by that bush or tree. So I think, you know what? Zone's over here. I'll just leave him and come into zone. And then here, this is. I'm just gonna let this one watch through. I saw the footsteps above, trying to get a cheeky shot on this guy. Miss. Not ideal. Now this guy looks half decent because he's trying to take walls. He got that one, so I head it out the back, trying to make a bit of space, but I'm right up against this wall. Boom! How'd you like that one? Oh, he purple pump to the head. Not bad at all. And then at this point, what I'm thinking is get up to the higher ground. I can hear some fighting over at the side. But there's this wee hill here with zone in my favour. So I go up, build a base up here, try to get rid of this guy from pushing me. Do enough to keep him at bay. And then I had good zone for a bit. Noticed this guy try to sneak up behind. Try to get a beam on him, but didn't really do much there. And then I think about holding this guy for as long as I can, because he's got to move in, and I've got an advantage on zone and shockwaves if I need them. But he quite cleverly sort of uses that natural terrain to rotate in, and of course then some guy tries to snipe. So that gets me a little bit scared, and I'm thinking, well, I don't want to just give this guy a free snipe, so I decide I'll leave this other guy to it and just get myself into zone. And at this point, the way the game is, where a lot of folk carrying snipers, I'm reluctant to take too many peek shots out of boxes, because it's just like someone's waiting to snipe you out there. So my plan from here is to use my shockwaves to rotate and keep a hold of as much mats as I can, and use the zone as my friend. And this zone, not fantastic, but not the worst. I know I've got a guy above me, a guy to my left, a guy straight ahead, and then I think there's one more who I don't know where he is. But the plan here is to shockwave late. Probably need to use 2 is what I'm thinking in order to get into zone. at this point I think, well, I've got a wee bit of time. I can maybe take a peek if there's someone rotating late. And here's the fourth guy. Get a decent aim on him, but again, you don't know who's got the medallions, and then I got a beam there, but that's alright because I've got this medallion ticking, which I know is going to get me back up to full. So I get height here, although this guy across from me starts contesting a wee bit, even though he's not close to zone, and I think he ends up dying there. And I know I've got the med kit here, so I overshot that a wee bit. Wanted to land here. And I know that med kit's going to help me now. Front side of zone. And the last boy has a medallion as well, so I'm careful of that, but that was a good 79. I think about jumping in here, but I don't really know where he went. And now I'm thinking just conserve mats, get another peek. And a bit scrappy. I'm out of mats here at this point. But we finish him off, and out comes the saxophone. And I think that took me up a division as well. Let's just have a looky. Up we go into Platinum 2. Not bad.